Dear friends, 4 months ago, the news that John-Henry Westen had been removed from his position as CEO and editor-in-chief of LifeSiteNews sent shockwaves throughout the pro-life world. A full independent investigation has now been concluded. This has completely exonerated John-Henry Westen and exposed bad actors who sought to harm LifeSiteNews and set the organization on a course toward recovery, growth, and a renewed commitment to telling the truth no matter what the cost. Today, for the first time, key facts can be revealed about a sinister plot that threatened to bring down LifeSiteNews. It is a truly extraordinary story. Bad actors inside and outside the organization used false accusations to stage a coup and take control of LifeSiteNews. Once in power, they carried out actions which could have no other consequence than to damage and ultimately destroy LifeSiteNews. Yet, by the grace of God, just 2 weeks later, they were brought down. These facts are being shared with you, LifeSiteNews readers, donors, and supporters, because this was a concerted attack on the work we carry out together. My name is Vicki Yamasaki. I'm an independent investigator with decades of experience conducting investigations and helping organizations restore confidence through strong governance and risk management. I was commissioned by the board of directors of LifeSiteNews to carry out a full investigation into the accusations made against John-Henry Westen and to undertake a detailed review of LifeSiteNews finance and governance. Today, I want to share openly about my findings, presenting key facts from numerous in-depth investigation reports that I have compiled and submitted to the board. I will focus on the events and lessons learned rather than on the individuals concerned. To protect the organization from potential legal risk, I won't be naming specific people involved. I will also leave aside speculation about the motivations and focus on the concrete impact of their actions. I'll stick to what happened, why it matters, and how we're fixing it. My goal is transparency, healing, and empowerment. I want to start by thanking you, LifeSiteNews readers, supporters, and donors, for the incredible resilience you've shown over these past few months. LifeSiteNews isn't just an organization, it's a mission-driven family, united by a profound commitment to truth, life, faith, family, and freedom. LifeSiteNews has faced a tempest, but your dedication to the mission has carried us through. I was commissioned by the LifeSiteNews board to act as an external chief financial officer and to conduct an independent investigation into 1, the accusations against John-Henry Westen, and 2, events at LifeSiteNews following his removal. I began this work on July 22, 2025. Working with LifeSiteNews leadership, legal counsel, external experts, I interviewed many individuals and reviewed thousands of documents, emails, bank statements, external documents. It was exhaustive. Late nights were spent poring over bylaws, financial records, emails, nonprofit codes, and even digging into insurance policies line by line. These investigations revealed that John-Henry Westen was innocent of wrongdoing, but they also revealed that unfortunately, the same could not be said of others. Over the last few months, we've corrected errors, secured assets, and strengthened controls and filed claims to recover funds. And crucially, we've put together a blueprint for more secure governance in the future. In this report, I will simply set out the facts so that you, the readers, supporters, and donors of LifeSiteNews, can see the lengths to which nefarious actors went to destroy John-Henry Westen and LifeSiteNews. We want you to have this information because you have the right to know that this was not just an attack on LifeSiteNews, it was an attack on you. Whatever their motivations, if this coup had succeeded, their actions would ultimately have brought down LifeSiteNews. On July 2nd, the LifeSiteNews Board of Directors voted to remove John-Henry Westen from the position of CEO and editor-in-chief of LifeSiteNews by a 5-4 vote. This vote followed presentations in which serious but entirely false accusations were made. This board vote was invalid because it was contrary to the bylaws of LifeSiteNews in 2 respects. Number 1, John-Henry Westen was not given the 5 days notice required by the bylaws before a vote to remove a director. One of those votes against him was made by email, which was invalid because the bylaws specify directors must be present at a meeting in order to vote. On July 16th, just 2 weeks later, John-Henry Westen was informed by the chairman of the board that having taken legal advice, he had determined that the vote was null and void, that Westen was still CEO and editor-in-chief of LifeSiteNews. This was confirmed by the board on July 18. On July 22nd, the board removed one of its members and again affirmed John-Henry Westen as CEO and editor-in-chief. Since that date, 2 more board members have resigned, and a third has been recognized as unable to fulfill board duties due to serious ill health. Just 2 weeks later, on July 16th, the very day that John-Henry Westen informed staff that he was still CEO, a confidential audio from the July 2nd meeting, hosted via a collaboration tool, was leaked publicly without authorization from the board of directors. It spread across YouTube channels in Catholic media circles, containing false allegations of fraud, harassment, and dysfunction, and amplifying internal tensions into public harm. The YouTuber to whom the video was leaked also made additional, entirely false allegations against members of John-Henry Westen's family, which had not even been made at the board meeting. The YouTuber has since apologized for these false statements. The falsehoods contained in the leak and subsequent commentary had serious negative consequences to LifeSiteNews' reputation and income. We have a suspect for that leak, and we are developing a strategy to seek justice. The leak violated LifeSiteNews' staff handbook on confidentiality and privacy laws in the state concerned. The leaked audio contained defamatory accusations against John-Henry Westen, but did not include any of the statements and others made in his defense. The most serious charges were that John-Henry Westen, 1, gained financially from the LifeSiteNews transactions, 2, made misrepresentations to a donor, and 3, engaged in nepotism as regards to 2 of his daughters who are LifeSiteNews employees. My investigation quickly showed that all these allegations were completely false. Now, first, the allegation of personal profit related to the purchase of a building in Ontario was completely groundless. Here's what actually happened. LifeSiteNews purchased a new building in Ontario to serve as its video production studio. It uses a technique that many nonprofits employ when holding real estate. LifeSiteNews set up a separate company in which John-Henry Westen was the sole director, but LifeSiteNews owned 100% of those shares. Westen held no ownership and received no financial benefit from LifeSiteNews' real estate holding company. Secondly, Westen was falsely accused of inflating the cost of a particular expense when asking a donor for $80,000 for a project that cost $10,000. This too was completely false. Here's the reality. A generous donor heard of this video series project that LifeSiteNews was planning and offered to help to fund it. The internal calculation showed it would cost $10,000 to produce. But the fact was that that was conveyed to the donor, and we also presented research that showed the general industry cost of producing a similar video series, and that cost was $80,000. Westen further informed the donor that if an external group had actually produced that same series, it would cost $30,000. All of these figures were presented to the donor, who very generously responded by making an $80,000 gift to LifeSiteNews. There was no misrepresentation whatsoever to the donor. Third, with respect to the fact that two of Westen's daughters are employed by LifeSiteNews, being a co-founder does not mean that his children are disqualified from working for the mission he helped to fund. Westen recused himself from this hiring decision. In fact, one of his daughters joined LifeSiteNews as a major gift officer during a critical staffing shortage. She left a secure full-time career and took a $35,000 pay cut in order to serve the mission. Both daughters worked in donor engagement and development, and donors considered them warm and engaging. As CFO, I looked at the donor revenue. It held steady throughout 2024, 2025, September year to date, demonstrating that the Westen daughters are highly effective fundraisers who deliver measurable results. Now, the leaked board audio referred to a staff survey, which it was claimed showed that 100% of respondents alleged that John-Henry Westen created a culture of fear. Only 12 members of staff out of more than 60 had taken this survey. That's a 20% response rate. 2 of the 12 attested to me that they did not make this allegation. One of these individuals has stated publicly that his remarks about a culture of fear were not in reference to Westen, but to another individual. Separately, after Westen's removal, nearly 40% of LifeSiteNews staff reached out to the board to distance themselves from that survey's findings. These same employees signed a letter with employee signatures certified by me addressed to the board, raising grave concerns about another leader's bullying, intimidation, and overreach. Board members were informed that after Westen's removal, emails were deleted from staff accounts, staff were denied access to LifeSite systems, and that an atmosphere of fear and intimidation had been created. One member of staff was fired during this period as retaliation for speaking up, and has since reestablished his working relationship with LifeSiteNews. As part of my internal investigation, I commissioned an independent human resource agency to conduct a new independent survey engaged and administered anonymously of all 49 current LifeSiteNews staff and contractors. 38 individuals responded, and we received an exceptionally high response rate of nearly 78%. The findings are radically different from those reported during the July 2nd meeting. In fact, the September Engagement Employee Survey severely undermines the narrative that the entire organization was operating in an atmosphere of fear, corruption, and dysfunction. The survey, which compares LifeSiteNews results against global Gallup surveys scores against corporate employees along the organization, showed that LifeSiteNews was healthy. Overall, we're 3 times higher than that global average. LifeSiteNews scores particularly high in support and recognition with a 79% response rate. Agreeing with the statement, at work, I am treated with respect. The same number agreed with the statement, I feel supported by my manager. In every category, positive results outweighed negative results. This new survey shows an above average engaged workforce, and they noticed and appreciated improvement after the summer turmoil. On the basis of this new September survey carried out professionally by an independent agency, I have advised the board to disregard the survey results that were presented at that July invalid board meeting as unreliable. Following the removal of John-Henry Westen, elements of LifeSiteNews data were taken hostage by bad actors. This did not include, thankfully, the donor database, which remains secure. A critical Microsoft 365 tenancy, including LifeSite's email devices and historical records, was unilaterally transferred to a third-party vendor without board approval in violation of its bylaws. Staff devices were rendered inactive, and historical emails were withheld, effectively holding LifeSiteNews intellectual property hostage. The IT team recovered access, but it disrupted workflows for more than 6 weeks. Separately, an inventory of LifeSite's Austin data cold site facility from September 18th revealed untracked equipment and supplies, everything from servers to storage units, valued in the tens of thousands, with unclear ownership trails. Unauthorized transfers to IT consultants were made by employees who were already removed from their duties, totaling $66,000 in prepayments without justification. LifeSiteNews has responded with a full asset audit and the introduction of multi-factor data controls. Going forward, all vendor contracts will require board sign-off. In the months leading up to the planned coup of John-Henry Westen, and during a leadership transition period following Westen's initial departure and prior to his reinstatement, a series of actions were taken that did not align with organizational protocols. These included severance agreements that lacked proper authorization, attempted access to restricted financial platforms, and vendor payments that bypassed standard review. Importantly, these actions occurred despite board decisions on July 18th and 22nd that had placed certain individuals on administrative leave. The company has since taken corrective steps to reinforce oversight and ensure alignment with governance standards. A recent financial review covering January to August 25 identified nearly $30,000 in expenses that lacked proper documentation or authorization. These included purchases that did not meet LifeSiteNews internal approval standards, such as personal items charged as business, unreturned equipment, and gifts exceeding policy thresholds. The review identified opportunities to strengthen financial controls, and those improvements are now firmly in place. Bank accounts are firmly reconciled, cash flow forecasting and budgeting are active, and LifeSiteNews' financial position has been significantly strengthened over the past 3 months. External auditors are concluding a previously delayed audit and now are supported by a renewed financial discipline and transparency. The strength of our current balance sheet reflects the decisive actions of the board of directors and the leadership of our CEO, John-Henry Westen. Now I will present some financial context. LifeSiteNews is committed to being honest with its donors about the impact this internal disruption has had on our operations. Across multiple reviews, we've identified significant financial irregularities and costs stemming from this leadership crisis, including legal fees, lost productivity, and donor attrition following John-Henry Westen's removal, and the leak of the July 2nd board meeting audio. Contributing factors include misuse of company charge cards, unauthorized vendor payments, and other instances of self-dealing, such as the unreturned equipment and conflicted transactions. LifeSiteNews has also borne the cost of investigating and resolving these issues. In response, we've undertaken a rigorous review of our insurance coverage, including crime, fiduciary liability, and directors and officers policies. Every violation has been documented, from employee dishonesty to reputational harm, and claims have been filed to pursue full reimbursement. This effort is not just about financial recovery, it is about restoring accountability and protecting LifeSiteNews from future risks. What has LifeSiteNews gained from these distressing events? There are now stronger controls, automated reconciliations, clear delegation policies, and regular audits. The board is united with a renewed governance model emphasizing its Catholic mission. LifeSiteNews has committed to itself to open communication with readers, supporters, and donors to restore trust and confidence. LifeSiteNews is healing. Thanks to your generous donations, we're stabilizing. Our IT systems have been fortified, and LifeSiteNews is fully compliant with regulations. The results of my investigation are clear. LifeSiteNews came under attack by bad actors. Their true motives and intentions are known by God. I will not speculate on them here. What is clear is that their actions caused serious financial and reputational damage to LifeSiteNews. Much suffering was inflicted on LifeSiteNews staff, supporters were alienated, and the organization's mission was harmed. But God did not let evil win. LifeSiteNews staff and board members fought back against the coup, and you LifeSiteNews supporters remain faithful to the cause. The information I've shared today, it may be painful to hear, but we believe it was important to share it openly with you because the truth sets us free. As it says in Scripture, John 8:32, the attack and the victory were permitted and have proven to be a blessing because they have strengthened our operations and our resolve. While there is no guarantee that another attack won't happen, we are now much better prepared to face it. At LifeSiteNews, our purpose is to serve God and to serve you, our readers, relying always on His grace and protection. Throughout this crisis, we have felt the strength of His guiding hand and the power of your prayers and support. We give thanks to God for His unfailing protection and to you for standing with us. Together, we will emerge stronger through God's providence and steadfast encouragement. May God bless you abundantly.